People in this world compete for immortality, working 25 hours a day, and I wasted a month, 30 days. His cultivation had already reached the heavens and the earth. No one can withstand my imminent danger at first sight, even if I possess power comparable to the gods, yet still regarded as the useless bottom feeder among peers, just because I have never revealed my abilities in front of others. With great power comes great responsibility. Due to a high-intensity 996 work schedule in a past life, I died suddenly in front of the computer. Heaven took pity on him and gave him a second chance at life. In this life, Hugh Kingian. He is an ordinary true disciple of the Kingian sword sect in the Kangyuan realm, embracing a life goal of never succumbing to overwork from 9 to 5, lying flat and living a peaceful life. But things didn't go as planned. The sect he belongs to is also very competitive. Today is just like any other day. Hugh Kingian lay under the tree, fishing. The ordinary disciple complained while greeting senior brother Hugh. The sovereign has summoned you to the main hall to inquire about the details of yesterday's task. Fortunately, Hugh Kingian chose not to engage in the competition. He will keep his cultivation level a secret from his junior disciples. It's the same in any world. With greater ability comes more responsibilities. This is a world of cultivation. There are a total of 6 realms. They are from the world of artifact forging, transformation realm, gathering soul realm, Lingbon realm, Sefu Jing, light fairy land. Each competition has 9 levels. This one is even more heavyweight. Kingian sword sect's master ascends to the 6th level of the Immortal realm, becoming an unparalleled powerhouse, known as the sword god of clear clouds. But no one knows. Tang Tang Kingian's sword god is a tea beverage. Hugh Kingian's skills in nurturing succulents in her past life and her current planting techniques. The tea leaves that have been cultivated directly take down the leader. After all, pleasing the boss is a mandatory lesson for workers. At that moment, Hugh Kingian took out what she had from the day before yesterday, the pearl found after slaying the disciple of the demon cloud sect. The sovereign's gaze immediately became serious. Blood pearl. The patriarch was about to tell Hugh Kingian the purpose of the demon cloud sect. Hugh Kingian immediately refused. I don't want to hear anything or know anything. Are you kidding? This means I have to work overtime. Hugh Kingian ran away, but I was still called back by the sect leader. After a round of pleasantries, the Lord informed Hugh Kingian, because I missed the opportunity to practice my swordsmanship last time. 4 masters of the hall, let me revoke your status as a true disciple. Hugh Kingian was instantly overjoyed to hear this. You should know he has become an inner disciple. Who dares to say he's slacking off? The soul of the salted fish is burning in the Huking cloud. Directly ask when the true disciple status will be revoked. The master looked at the grinning Hugh Kingian, just as I was about to explode with anger. At that moment, a sweet voice entered the great hall. I have met the sect leader and brother Hua. The unexpected visitor was none other than Yu Jiangxing, the chief disciple of the Kingian sword sect. Achieved the 4th level of Zifu at such a young age. Regarded as the future by the entire sect. However, Lao Zion is ranked last among the true disciples of Hua Kingian. What puzzled Yu Jiangxing was, tens of thousands of inner disciples of the sect work day and night. It is to go against the current and become a true disciple as soon as possible. But this senior brother enjoys jumping down with a 360-degree flip. But Hugh Kingian made an excuse for herself. What does it mean to be stuck in the neighboring palace for a long time? So we need to go back and strengthen our foundation starting from the inner gate. Break through the bottleneck again. Yu Jiangxing listened with an expression of admiration. He didn't expect Brother Hue to be so ambitious. Completely different from the rumors. Jianxing has become superficial. "Ah, junior sister, you're too polite." The sect leader called for Yu Jiangxing this time. It is because several whole masters made a request to Hue Qingyun. Hue Qingyun and Yu Jiangxing must carry out the mission together, learn from the diligence and character of the senior disciples of others. At this moment, Hue Qingyun had a face full of frustration. Yu Jiangxing is the king of internal competition in the sect, driving the intensity of sect competition with one's own strength. He is just a king of idle struggles. Clearly, their destinies don't align. How do we go on a mission together? So they felt they were suffering too much. I planned to refuse for the reason of weighing the tea leaves heavily. Yu Jiangxing, however, had shining eyes. Want to support each other. Together we progress. I still plan to use this mission to prove myself, breaking the rumors from the outside. A creature with the surname Nini Ma. At this moment, Hue Qingyun is running freely in her heart. Goodness, I want a CPU. Let me also get caught up in the competition. Hue Qingyun is not the jealous type either, directly threatening that the tea leaves need care. He Zongju is also very determined for Hu Qingyun to face no more hardships, directly provide benefits. As long as Hue Qingyun completes this task, then we can have a 3-day holiday. Hue Qingyun almost flew up upon hearing this. Completing the task will grant you 3 days of ease. Hue Qingyun has taken on this task. Even Jesus can't stop it. The next day, as the chief disciple of the sect, Yu Jiangxin, early in the morning, they gathered at the sect's martial arts arena. At 50. Long ago, I wielded my sword against him 3,000 times with ferocity. But our king of hardships has just woken up from his nap. Junior sister works so hard. Yu Jiangxing was complaining about Hue Qingyun. We're already 15 minutes late. Feeling frustrated, I think this senior brother is being too lazy. Hue Qingyun did not agree. As a worker, one should just relax and take it easy. Why work so hard? All right, junior sister. I will definitely double my efforts in practice from now on. Yu Jiangxing could only helplessly protect. It's getting late. Let's set off. However, Hue Qingyun and Yu Jiangxing both felt that the disappearance of the villagers is mostly related to the Moyun sect. When Hue Qingyun heard Yu Jiangxing say he wanted to protect her, who had lower cultivation, my heart was filled with joy. Hiding one's true strength is advantageous. Not only did she embrace Da Dong, there are still 3 days of vacation left. This time it really was a nightmare. In a little while, the two arrived above the village in the Tianyuan mountain range. As Yang Jiangxing plans to meet Hue Qingyun, while discussing splitting up to gather information from the villagers. Hue Qingyun was feeling around in his arms. Take out a clock. Starting the countdown, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's 5 o'clock. Work is over. Junior sister, I will take a break now. The task is entrusted to you. Before Yu Jiangxing could react, Hue Qingyun has already run far away. In the dark box tower of the village, the innkeeper opened a room. Hue Qingyun looked at the shopkeeper's arm. In an instant I spotted the trick. But who cares? It's break time now. Hue Qingyun also thought about the junior apprentice sister. But I feel that with his junior sister's cultivation, there shouldn't be any major issues. Fell asleep immediately. I haven't slept long. Noisy sounds came from outside the door. Hue Qingyun felt that it sounded familiar. As soon as I stepped out of the room, I saw Yu Jiangxing arguing with the shopkeeper. The manager claimed the rooms were fully booked. They just won't let Yu Jiangxing have a place to stay. Hue Qingyan then let him sleep in the same room as her. Yu Jiangxing heard these words. Her face turned completely red. It directly started, "I want to fly like Luffy, unless you want to sleep on the street." Hue Qingyan splashed a basin of cold water down. Yu Jiangxing's little red face also withdrew. Anyway, no matter what Hue Qingyan wanted to do to him, she couldn't overpower him. You need to know. His senior brother is just a small fry in the palace forest realm. In the room, Hue Qingyan ignored the blushing Yu Jiangxing. While eating, I asked if you had dinner. Hearing this, Yu Jiangxing instantly perked up. What are you talking about? We practitioners should maintain a tranquil and pure mind. Abandon food as a tool. Before he could finish speaking, a piece of pastry came flying in, covered the incessantly chattering beak of the chick. Yu Jiangxing pouted. He took the opportunity to eat the pastry. The pastry instantly hit his stomach. Sweet yet not cloying, melts in your mouth with a hint of fragrance. As sweet as a clear stream. He was completely immersed in the pastries. Hue Qingyan ignored the little junior sister's retort. Start with insincere flattery. Yu Jiangxing was completely taken aback. Ming Qi's true intentions cost him the sword and needle. With a needle, all forms are revealed. Only by being untainted can one truly be free. Free as usual, the milk spills naturally. Hue Qingyan, who just finished speaking nonsense, looking at the silly Yu Jiangxing. I thought he lost his mind in public. Suddenly, Yu Jiangxing shouted loudly, "Senior brother, I made a mistake." Without further ado, he reached directly into the bowl with his hand. Hue Qingyan watched the pastries disappear before her eyes. Direct despair, my snack, in the fierce battle between the two senior siblings. Hue Qingyan lay on the bed with a face full of disdain. Yu Jiangxing, looking embarrassed, began to perform. The cultivation has begun. The room was just lively a moment ago. It deliberately became quiet. As time passes, a pitch-black figure approached the room. Thick smoke filled the room between the two. Soon Yu Jiangxing, who quickly entered the martial world, fell down at death's door. What worries me the most is my senior brother's low cultivation level. Remind about the 7 pieces of peach. But he doesn't know. His senior brother, Hue Qingyan, is a peerless genius with hidden abilities in the sect. This little trick is completely useless to him. The scene shifts to a small forest outside the village. The innkeeper knelt on both knees. "Reporting to you, my lord. Yu Jiangxing has already captivated both of them." The man heard the name Yu Jiangxing. Instant joy. But Hue Qingyan had never heard of it at all. It should be an unknown little child. The man on the fork. It is the culprit behind the villager's disappearance case. The man jumped down. In an instant the shopkeeper was resolved. Then they dispatched number 3 and number 4. "Bring back both Yu Jiangxing." Meanwhile, Hue Qingyan over here. Yu Jiangxing groggily opened his eyes. As soon as I woke up, I wanted to grab Hue Qingyan and run away. Hue Qingyan looked at her silly little junior sister with a face full of speechlessness. At this moment, Yu Jiangxing also came back to his senses. Why is it that brother Hue, whose cultivation is lower than mine, seems fine? Always on guard. Then found someone who was already asleep and not cultivating. The reason for not inhaling the soul-severing incense. Deceived the foolish Yu Jiangxing for a moment. The dwindling fragrance is only effective for enhancing the jinging insect of the dufu. At this moment, Hue Qingyan transformed into a seasoned veteran. For the naive Yu Jiangxing in this society, Yan Xuan gave a briefing on the precautions for business trips. Looking at Hue Qingyan, who was lecturing with his back turned to me. At this moment, Hugh Kingyan in Yu Jiangxing stands tall and imposing. He is nothing like the lazy and dishonest true disciple described in rumors. It takes more than just a few words to grasp the essence of my practice. Always stay vigilant to save my luck. A considerate personality and an elegant appearance, but with a bit lower cultivation. Thinking of these things, Yu Jiangxing's face instantly turned red. Wait, what am I thinking about? How is junior sister's recovery? Hugh Kingyan interrupted Yu Jiangxing's thoughts. Yu Jiangxing said it was nothing, but deep down it's like a little deer bumping around. Before the two could exchange a few subtle remarks, a beam of purple light flew into their room from outside. There is a killing intent. Yu Jiangxing instantly drew his accessory. Hugh Kingyan stands behind him. Elder brother, be careful. But our model male lead, Hugh Kingyan, then directly burrowed into the bed. Anyway, you have recovered. I'm sorry to trouble you, junior sister. After all, it is my break time now. Yu Jiangxing looked at Hugh Kingyan, who was burrowing into the bed with a face full of speechlessness. It flew straight out the window. Anyway, my senior brother is just a small fry in the Gonglin realm. Coming here is just holding us back. At this moment, Yu Jiangxing stood in mid-air. A surge of sharp energy coursed through the body. Yu Jiangxing struck down with all his might in a fit of rage. Two figures were directly cut down by him. An angry woman is indeed terrifying. As the goddess of the sect, Yu Jiangxing is truly unique. So, brothers, never provoke the goddess's anger. Lake until it's done. Looking at the two people on the ground, Yu Jiangxing recognized that they were true disciples of the Xiling sect. But looking at the two, their eyes were devoid of spirit. These two are the blood demons. This matter is indeed related to Mo Yanzhang. Without waiting for Yu Jiangxing to respond, a flash of lightning, 9 consecutive whips. Xiang Yu Jiangxing attacked. In the midst of dodging, Yu Jiangxing was infuriated and struck out. Spiritual power surged violently. A blue electric glow surrounds the sword body. With a low shout, the Qingyan sword was raised. Blood cloud, broken moon. In an instant, the furious sword energy dispersed. Cut down the two people, looking down from an elevated position at the two people on the ground. But he doesn't know. His good senior brother has been observing the entire battlefield with his spiritual sense. Using spiritual perception to observe battles is truly convenient. No need to open your eyes. Since you dare to hurt Fa. The woman looked at the injured man on the ground, awakening a sliver of self-awareness in anger. Brothers, did you see that? As long as you're handsome, women will dream of love. A woman driven mad by love is truly terrifying. Yu Jiangxing almost couldn't hold on. The two stood directly together. The raging spiritual energy rampaged through the forest. The four-dimensional mirror in the child's abdomen is terrifying. As Yu Jiangxing marveled at the other's incredible strength, the woman in purple doesn't follow the rules and goes all out. Seeing this, Yu Jiangxing no longer held back. In an instant, blue arcs of electricity flickered around the sword, and Jai Hua Qingyan also sighed at her junior sister's talent. They just have not yet realized the danger this time. Speak. A green leaf fell into Hua Qingyan's palm. This should be enough. At this moment, the raging spiritual energy was seeping out from Yu Jiangxing's body, gathered on the sword's body. The long sword emitted a fierce surge of spiritual energy. Qingyan sword's unparalleled sword-drawing momentum. The raging waves of the giant sword directly engulfed the woman in purple. Yu Jiangxing slowly descended, wondering if I can awaken the two of them. But he didn't notice the man behind him. Suddenly, a terrifying energy struck the back of his head. By the time he realized it, it was too late. At the critical moment of life and death, a green light flew by, deflecting the attack. Feeling the terrifying energy exploding behind me, Yu Jiangxing felt a wave of fear. The consequences of being hit would be unimaginable. But what is that green light? Does it who saved themselves? Hua Qingyan watched as her little junior sister pretended to get up. It seems you have already solved it. Yua Shikshin, Yu Jiangxing was about to ask when he was interrupted by Hua Qingyan. Why have I been lying down? It's all right, it's all right. Think about how my senior brother is only at the 6th level of the spiritual realm. This is impossible. Finished speaking. Both of their gazes fell upon the two people lying on the chairs. Yu Jiangxing suggested returning to the sect. Elders, please set up the evil formation in the pure heart area. Exorcism of evil spirits. Yu Jiangxing is worried that the two of them will run back like this. The people from the demon sect have gone to harm other places again. Hua Qingyan became anxious upon hearing this. For a 3-day holiday, it seems only he can take action now. Watching Hua Qingyan walk towards the Xian sect disciples. Senior brother, what are you going to do? Hua Qingyan wants to use her divine consciousness to enter their corpses. Pull out the blood demon seed. Yu Jiangxing was afraid that his senior brother might make a slight mistake. These two might end up being fools. Don't worry, junior sister. Wait a moment, senior brother. Do you want to remove the blood essence from both of them at the same time? And Hua Qingyan was full of confidence. Rescuing others is like putting out a fire. Dual operations speed things up. Hua Qingyan gently waved both hands. Just pulled out the blood fiend seed. Saved the two from Xian sect. The two who just woke up. It was discovered that disciples of the Qingyan sword sect had saved them. After the pleasantries, Xian recalled the reason. A week ago, the two of them received a mission from the sect. Investigate the case of a missing villager. The two followed the trail into the small woods. It turns out he is an elder of the demon sect, using the villagers' blood for sacrifices. As a result, the two of them were careless and didn't review, fell into the trap set by the other party in advance. Then it was suppressed, transformed into the blood demon controlled by dark magic. Today, I was fortunate to be saved by Hua Qingyan, grateful to the point of tears. Yet Yu Jiangxing was shocked by Hua Qingyan's methods. To know that the Blood Lord's seed is in the depths of the stone sea, like finding a needle in a haystack. Even the elders of the sect cannot accomplish this. And Hua Qingyan felt as if she had tasted a silky smooth delicacy. Hua Shikshin, when did you learn this skill? Hua Qingyan chose to conceal his cultivation level. Just find any excuse to talk your way out of it. Was to tend to the wounded. Just ask the other party to pay. This made Yu Jiangxing's face turn red with anger. It was just a casual wave of the hand. Where is the use of any rooftop treasures? I'm not a silly dog. But the next second, he immediately started with his babbling again. The other party not only agreed, but was also pleased to send the clothes. Not only deliver to your door, they plan to promote Hua Qingyan's reputation within the sect. On the side, Yu Jiangxing of Ababa. Actually, I don't know. Currently, it is widely recognized that the Kingsin-Chuksu syndrome can resolve the blood guilt technique. At least 50,000 high-grade spirit stones are needed to arrange the formation. Hua Qingyan was secretly overjoyed. Lying outside and fishing earned me 30,000 spirit stones. Then Hua Qingyan asked Xian to recall. What happened to their Mozong elder? That person is named Mok Xuan. The combat effectiveness is purely a small fortune. It's all about using formations and poison. Hua Kingian smiled slightly. These don't mean anything to him at all. He happens to have a type of elixir here. It can grant immunity to the person for 3 hours against the plague. He asked the three of them about the elixir. Can we defeat that elder of the demon sect? Xian's eyes shone brightly. With this elixir, he can easily blow that little rascal away. But then he realized, why aren't the three of them together? However, Hua Kingian felt that they had just exhausted too much energy. You need to have a good sleep to recover. The two quickly apologized in fright. The one beside the earth, Yu Jiangxing, knew that his senior brother just didn't want to work overtime. Bian's face turned dark. Setting off with the two to search for Mo Xuan, Xian looked at the pill in her hand. After dropping the elixir, just discussing how to find Mo Xuan. Suddenly, a strong wind arose. The moon in the sky is covered by dark clouds. Yu Jiangxing suddenly sensed something was off, but it's too late. The three of them have entered Mo Xuan's formation. Only in an instant, Yu Jiangxing swung his sword with a single strike. Dozens of sword energies shattered the surrounding illusion. The three of them finally realized they have been chained to the corpse's black mud, transformed into a formation, bound here. At that moment, the elder of the demon sect no longer concealed his form, appeared before the three of them. Mo Xuan appeared and looked at the three of them, guessing his blood-fat seed can be removed so quickly. It must be that Yu Jiangxing has a secret treasure. But he realized that one person was still missing. Hua Kingian thought she was too scared to come directly, looking at Mo Xuan, who was still pretending. Xian was the first to refuse. The first move is a big stick making a filial son. Unfortunately, it missed. Played the bachelor once. When the smoke clears, Mo Xuan was passively activated. The villain died from talking too much. At this moment, the junior disciple of Xiling sect, jumping up is a sneak attack, and Mo Xuan will not forget either. He is currently facing three opponents alone. Directly blot the sneak attack. Mocking the righteous disciples is simply foolish, unaware that they've fallen for his corpse fragrance. At that moment, our junior disciple took action. A flash of sword light sliced through. Mo Xuan was filled with confidence. I want to block it with one hand. The raging sword energy tore the earth apart. As the smoke cleared away, Yu Jiangxing realized he had not hit Mo Xuan. At this moment, the falling leaves began to disperse. Yu Jiangxing also discovered that he had been poisoned by Liu, looking at the three poisoned individuals. Mo Xuan appeared directly in the sky, laughing at the three people. Start the countdown directly. But after the time has passed, the scene he anticipated never appeared, and one person is still missing. However, the vanishing purple cloud suddenly appeared behind him. A big stick brings laughter. Such profound love directly made Mo Xuan so shy that he buried his head in the ground. And the little junior brother of Xiling sect continued to press the attack. With a flick of the fan, it's a move. Lightning 5 wits break MAX light panel. Let it bleed a little more. Mo Xuan, just emerging from the soil, ignored his injuries. It was to ask the three why they were not poisoned. At this moment, the three completely ignored Mo Xuan. Xian stuck out her tongue to tease him, but he couldn't help but sigh about our male protagonist. Hua Kingian's elixir is too powerful. If I have this elixir, don't be afraid of those demonic cultivators who only resort to despicable tactics. Mo Xuan noticed that the three did not pay attention to him, thinking that the toxicity of my food poison incense is more potent than that of the spirit-severing incense. Even a closed atmosphere can be absorbed by the skin. besides his antidote for the poison. No elixir can dispel the poison. They must have a treasure on them. But at this moment the Moon Sword Star had no intention of dragging things out. The Kingian sword technique is directly condensed, planning to end the battle. But he forgot that Mokshuan was actually a summoner. Complete the battle, it's just a hobby. Mokshuan soared directly into the sky. The appetizer game ends here. Tomorrow's blood-love grand formation. In an instant, bloodlight surged up from the ground, instantly surrounded the three people. Before the three could react, Mokshuan did not open a second time and directly initiated the summoning. A blood fiend with a purple axe at the 6th level condensed behind the three, looking at Mokshuan's first blood fiend. The three of them were still feeling happy. His eyes were suddenly filled with despair to know that the highest among the three of them is only at the 4th level of the purple axe. It's not over yet. Mokshuan has dispatched the blood Qi, 2 with a 5-fold purple axe. Go to ambush Hua Kingian. Yu Jiangxing's expression instantly turned serious. He just didn't realize that this was completely unnecessary. Hua Kingian is not the little pushover he imagined, but the true sect overlord. At this moment, number 2 has arrived at the end's window, just about to start the wake-up service. I was stunned in the next moment. There isn't a single hair on the bed, and our Hua Kingian has been watching the live broadcast with his spiritual sense. Zhao ran to the next door, but just as I was happy for a few seconds, the window was directly replaced with a bomb. Number 2 just stabilized his stance. Looking up, he saw Hua Kingian, whom he had just woken. Hua Kingian held his forehead with his right hand. The expression gradually turned cold. If you can't find anyone, won't you know to go back? Why insist on dragging others to work overtime? The three people trapped on the other side of the formation. After some probing, Yu Jiangxing knew that if they continued fighting like this, sooner or later that terrifying regeneration ability will wear me out. Vian has a move that can completely eliminate the blood demon, but the charging time is very long, so the remaining time can only be entrusted to the Moon Sword Star. Looking at her curvaceous figure, the figure appeared fragile. At this moment, Yu Jiangxing could only grit her teeth and agree. Mokshuan above the formation was incredibly confident, appreciating this battle of trapped beasts, waiting for the return of his blood leader No. 2. Ki Mokshuan had no idea that he thought he was proud of being number 2. Our male lead, Hua Kingian, has already been. A single blow nearly killed him. If it weren't for Hua Kingian not wanting to reveal his strength, he was erased long ago. Who told him he still wanted to sleep? So he plans to send a friendly package to his neighbor. Under the terrifying reasoning, number 2 shot out like a meteor. Afterward, Hua Kingian felt that it was still not yet 9 o'clock for work. I can sleep a little longer, turn around and go search for a new room. On the other side, the Moon Sword Star faced enormous blood-red interests. Only barely managed to block it after giving it my all. A sense of despair fills this world. Zhu Qi grows increasingly powerful under the enhancement of the formation. Looking at the struggling Yu Jiangxing and the others, Mokshuan lost interest. Orders Zhu Qi to end the battle. Watching the blood monster rushing towards me, a trace of despair crossed Yu Jiangxing's eyes. At this moment, a red light flickered behind Mokshuan. In an instant, the entire tremor shattered. Along with that, they charged towards Moon Sword Star 1. Together they crashed into the ground. As the smoke clears, surprised expressions appeared on both of their faces. Looking at the scattered pieces of number 1 and number 2, Mokshuan exclaimed, "It's impossible." Then both of them felt it was an elder of the Kingian sword sect. I didn't expect Mokshuan to have a backup plan. blood demon strengthening technique, the shattered blood master instantly condensed and charged towards the moon sword star. At a critical moment, Xian's ultimate skill is finally charged up. At this moment, purple lightning flickered all round. Xian leaped up. Zai Ying and Zhu Qiui clashed violently. The furious purple lightning exploded. As both sides were engaged in a fierce battle, our male protagonist is already listening to Zhu Yingzhu tell a story. The next day, the spring breeze caressed the face and the blue clouds felt the morning sun. He just opened his eyes. Then I witnessed a day of peace. It seems his junior sister worked through the night. Still can't resolve this issue with the demon sect elder. Then he pulled out a pocket watch from his pocket, looked at the time. It's time to go to work, and the battlefield's earth is shattered. A huge deep pit formed in the middle. Xian looked down at the number 1, reduced to a pulp. That's right, he won. But that last strike drained all his spiritual energy. Even the moon sword star couldn't help but lament the destructive power. Every 3 people wait to be happy for a while. An angry roar echoed above the shattered formation. Number 1 is the result of decades of his hard work. The 2 from Xian sect no longer had the strength to fight. So let's leave it to him now. Only the moon sword star's spiritual energy surged. In an instant, strands of blue lightning shot up into the sky, smashed towards the furious Mo Xuan. Mo Xuan's sinister move is about to strike moon sword star. He closed his eyes tightly and decided to act. All come together, shattered the 2 wicked hands. Only the immense killing intent in those golden eyes remained. At this moment, Mo Xuan was on the brink of madness. He wants to see how many swords the moon sword star can still cut. But he doesn't know. Just now, the target of Yu Jiangxing's attack was not him. The formation, which originally had only 1 gap, shattered completely. Only in this way can his strength avoid being suppressed. But at this moment, Mo Xuan had already gone mad, using lifespan as the price to invoke secret arts. The body ages directly. He formed a small ray in his withered palm. Yu Jiangxing wanted to rush up to stop it, but it was too late. Several blood-red swords instantly struck his back. Seal the acupoints that can release spiritual energy. But the 2 people from Xian's sect behind him has once again become the Blood Lord. He wants to make Moon Sword Star pay the price, the first sacrifice for the secret ritual. So, Moon Sword Star, give up. I want despair to fill your body. At this moment, Yu Jiangxing was filled with endless arrogance, did not properly listen to his senior brother's words, stepping into the trap again and again. Just when he was in despair, a voice resounded throughout heaven and earth. Let go of my junior sister. The one who has come is Hue Qingyan. But he couldn't feel happy instead, with his senior brother's cultivation level. Isn't this a delivery? At Mo Xuan, learning that he could save Hue Qingyan alone. Without hesitation, they struck directly. One must consider their level when trying to show off. In response, only Hue Qingyan's indifferent voice was heard. Broken. The shoes around Mo Xuan shattered instantly. An expression of unknowability was reflected in the pale eyes. At the moment his secret technique was shattered, the 2 members of Xian's sect also regained consciousness. The first moment is to deliver a lightning-fast 5-strike whip. Xian suddenly appeared behind Mo Xuan. The small iron rod was flung into the air. Let him be buried directly for peace. At this moment, Yu Jiangxing felt a great deal of confusion in his heart. Immediately asked Hue Qingyan, "Isn't senior brother just a novice with only the cultivation of the public spirit realm? What on earth is going on?" In response to him was only Hue Qingyan's calm gaze. Not just him. Even the two prodigies of Xian sect were astonished, as the big boss, Hua Kingian, it's not easy to disguise oneself, quickly informed the three of them. He was removing the blood demon seed in the sea of corpses. He discovered the root of the seed. The true spirits of the two became entangled. Fearing to harm the true spirit, only the outer seeds were removed. But this also means that the two could be controlled again at any moment. So he is amidst the sea of corpses of the two. Each left a few sword energies behind. Wen Yan and Zai Yun both understood why at the moment Hua Qingyan arrives, the control over the two of them has been lifted. I never expected that the Shixing Yuoji mentioned by Yu Jiangxin. Her thoughts are so meticulous. They were both deeply impressed by him. But Hua Qingyan's naive little junior sister was different. Unexpectedly, I blamed myself. This senior brother didn't inform him in advance. Hua Qingyan looked at the unhappy face of Yu Jiangxin. I can't understand. You have already succeeded. What are you so conflicted about? But who made her my junior sister? Still so cute. Of course, you still need to coax a little. Tell Yu Jiangxin that we defeated the elder of the demon sect this time. He is the key person. Upon hearing these words, the originally unhappy little face was filled with shock. Watching Yu Jiangxin getting trapped, Hua Qingyan continued to deceive. If the junior sister was not kept in the dark, how to use realistic acting? Trick the cunning elder of the demon sect. I didn't expect that the two from Xian sect also got tricked in. Seeing the affirmation from everyone, Yu Jiangxin's small face. Soon a satisfied silly smile appeared. Then they looked at Hua Qingyan with admiration. Although my senior brother's cultivation level is low, but I didn't expect it to be someone skilled in using abilities. A person of great wisdom who perceives all things. Hua Qingyan only had one thought in mind: get the work done before going to the office. Doesn't this mean we can have an early vacation? But reality is often not smooth sailing. The Ningtian blood love formation beneath the four people's feet was activated again. That's right, as the boss, Mo Xuan. How can we manage without a resurrection system? The blood commander 1 and 2 gradually vanished, merged into his Danshan. A magic shadow slowly materializes. Yu Jiangxin saw this, quickly slashed out a sword technique, but it was all too late. Moji has been completely condensed by Mokshuan. With one hand, he blocked Yu Jiangxin's sword technique, because his Ningtian blood love formation has finally succeeded. Yu Jiangxin immediately told everyone to run, because that was the last bit of his spiritual power. He just didn't notice. Hua Qingyan has already started the countdown with the clock. Let the three of them go ahead. I will catch up quickly. This sentence. Directly apprehend the three people who are actively fleeing. Mo Xuan would not let them escape. Everyone was caught by the giant blood lord. The atmosphere of despair once again filled this space. Mo Xuan seems to be invincible. Yet Yu Jiangxin discovered something even more despairing. Mo Xuanzi's cultivation levels surprisingly rose from 5 to 8. All 4 sacrifices are here. How did he complete the Ningtian blood love formation? They just underestimated Mo Xuan's madness. He originally intended to keep number 1 and number 2 as collectibles for the success of the grand formation. He not only absorbed no 1 and no 2, including oneself also acted as a sacrifice. Seeing the 4 powerless to resist, he boasted, "This is the first step of the demon lord's reign over the world." The demon fetus of the Crimson Rupture warrior, upon hearing the words Chai Lai Mo Bing, Xian and the other quickly recalled the records in the ancient texts. When the demon soldiers appeared 10,000 years ago, Countless righteous people were slain. Most of the land has fallen into the hands of the demon sect. On Friday, the strong ones of the Jade Lantern realm all took action. Just shattered that crimson ruptured demon weapon. End that catastrophe. Yet you Jiangxin discovered at this moment. My senior brother is actually still pouring water. Mokshuan didn't waste any time either. Planned to deal with everyone directly. But at that moment, a ringing sound interrupted him. Yue Qingyan helplessly looked at the noisy clock in her hand. It's 9 o'clock, time to start work. Before Mokshuan could process the word work, a massive blue sword wave slashed towards him. Mokshuan, who just a moment ago looked down upon everyone from above, directly chopped into the ground, because going to work means that Yue Qingyan has to show off. Then he told Yu Jiangxin and the others to leave quickly, and that he would handle things here. Junior sister, you should leave quickly. Go to the subordinate's place, Vice Tianjin, to protect the village. But Yu Jiangxin was very worried. The senior apprentice with low self-cultivation. The two from Xian sect were also uneasy. Mokshuan has now gotten himself into a predicament. At least their strength is at the level of Zaifu Bachang. Even if they join forces, they still can't win. Moreover, Yue Qingyan is just a magical mirror, looking at his naive yet anxious junior sister. Don't worry. It will soon come to an end. And below Mokshuan, Lion was stunned by a sword kai from Yue Qingyan. That weakling can be attacked from any angle. It's just a magical mirror. This must be the second-generation cultivator from the sect. Did you use a secret treasure for that last strike? Yue Qingyan was left speechless with anger. Dealing with someone like you doesn't need a secret treasure. Meanwhile, Yu Jiangxing was happily escaping. Xian really doesn't understand. They just abandoned Yue Qingyan like that. Does your senior brother Hua really have a way to deal with Mokshuan? With his 6th level of spirit power in the Linggong mirror, one slap could kill. Yu Jiangxing gritted his teeth. A determined look shone in her eyes. He himself doesn't know, but he believes in his senior brother, Hua. Since descending the mountain, every decision made by brother Hua was correct. And Yu Jiangxing also placed the right bet. At this moment, Hu Qingyan is liberated, like a god of death's warrior. Easily blocked Mokshuan's full-force attack. The overwhelming intent to kill twisted and spread around. The heavens also grew dim. Looking at the clouds in the sky, Mokshuan's pants are almost dripping wet. Who is the real treasure? With the cultivation of Yu Jiangxing and others. Soon we arrived at the village. At the first opportunity, Liu Ling was assigned to the Tianjin formation. Looking at the successfully arranged formation, he can finally stretch his muscles seriously. Mokshuan feels extremely anxious right now. Only the mouth is left stubborn. You didn't think that was all my power, did you? Yue Qingyan looked at Mokshuan, who was still trying to act tough. Quick, show me your tricks. Otherwise, there won't be a chance later. What a disgrace this is. He is not the same as he used to be. He is now Super Mokshuan. Zhu Zhaijian Zai. This move is indeed very powerful. Even the aftershock of the move can destroy the body. Clearly, he was also very pleased with the terrifying power of this move. But this is no longer a one-vote. It is an absolute domination from Yue Qingyan. This is his private game. Facing the sarcasm of Yue Qingyan like this, Mokshuan lifted the gun barrel. The blood energy quickly converged towards the demon halberd. A wildly powerful column of energy began to manifest. This is Mokshuan's true power. Ultimate killing move, demon light annihilation. The villagers watched as beams of demonic light pierced through the sky on the battlefield. Xian could hardly believe it. The power of that magic weapon is so terrifying. At this moment the moon sword star was trembling all over. Tears have already flowed from the corner of my eyes, praying for my Huashi senior to be safe and sound. However, Mo Xuan's ultimate skill looks incredibly imposing. You can't even hit Hua Qingyan. Skills that look good are useless. The longsword is unsheathed. Sword waves flew towards Mo Xuan. In an instant, the crimson light pillar was completely torn apart. Looking at this scene, Mo Xuan felt that he must be dreaming. This is definitely an illusion. As he was lost in thought, Hua Qingyan's figure began to slowly emerge. Are you wondering, why am I, just a mere cultivator with a low-level cultivation of nearly 6 layers, can manipulate you at my fingertips? It's simple because he sealed his own realm. He has always been afraid to practice in front of others, afraid that a moment of realization might uncover the hidden heavens. As a disciple of the sect, behaving too ostentatiously. It's not a good thing. The greater the ability, the more nonsense there is. To live more easily, one must hide their true capabilities. Seeing one's own achievements come to nothing. He just wants to escape this place as soon as possible. In his eyes, Hua Qingyan. It's an unmistakable style. But this game, Hua Qingyan, you want to leave before completing the game. It's simply ridiculous. Disturbing his rest time repeatedly, harming one's own companions, forced him to leave early. Mo Xuan was truly afraid, gathering all the strength to escape quickly. But he still couldn't go faster then. Hua Qingyan's Qingyan sword technique, with Mo Xuan's final scream of agony, the clouds have cleared. Jiao Zai turned to open the heavenly eye. Puyu Hua Qingyan used a sword to slice through mountains and rivers after work. The 2 spectators from Xian sect could be frightened by the might of this sword. They couldn't believe it. This person is truly the spirit of Yu Jiangxin. Respectful fourfold little chicken, this sword's power is comparable to that of a powerful immortal. This is truly a little cow stepping on a power line, awesome with a flash of lightning. At this moment, Yu Jiangxin felt a pang of anxiety in his heart. It turns out that I had been saying it all along. The seemingly weak Shixing I need to protect is actually so impressive. The title of my #1 disciple. In front of him, it truly is. Ant's urine is not worth mentioning, just as Yu Jiangxin was lost in thought. The sound of the spirit lock array shattering echoed in my ears. It turns out it was because the earlier spiritual energy fluctuation wasn't strong enough. The great formation is about to collapse. Yu Jiangxin quickly regained her composure. He suddenly thought of this burst of spiritual energy. Ordinary people simply cannot bear it. Let Xian and the others quickly evacuate the civilians. Delay the shattering of the great formation by myself first. But at this moment, he was already at the end of his strength. At the moment the great formation was about to shatter, a large hand suddenly appeared, instantly repaired the soon-to-shatter formation. The wild spiritual energy also dissipated. And the one who came was his senior brother, Hua Qingyan. The masses saw the crisis averted. Everyone thanked the immortal teacher profusely. At this moment, Yu Jiangxin blamed Hua Qingyan. Since you are so strong, why didn't you tell me earlier? Hua Qingyan hesitated to speak. Then he immediately acted dumb. Junior sister, have you been knocked silly? I wonder how Lin Gongjing could possibly defeat Sifu in the 8th level of magic. I have only one using the sword talisman given by the sect leader. Jian Yu looked on with a puzzled expression. Our protagonist has entered class mode again. After half an hour in the CPU, Yu Jiangxin could barely believe what Hua Qingyan had said. But he still had one last question. I want to solidify the locking forest's sub-sky formation. It's simply not something a person like Lin Gongjing can achieve. Hue Qingyan immediately took out a toy-like object after listening. The three were taken aback. Han Lingyu. This Kangling jade can store spiritual energy. It can be adjusted anytime after the event. Brother Hue's argument is truly perfect. Why do I feel that something is off? At that moment, Hue Qingyan gently stroked Yu Jiangxin's forehead. Stop overthinking it, junior sister. If I were that powerful, the sect leader and master would. How could we not find out? Yu Jiangxin was carrying her unexpected lover. Her small face instantly turned bright red. All previous doubts were immediately tossed aside. The two people beside Xian seemed very concerned about the demon soldier. Hue Qingyan then stated, "The demonic soldiers and their overwhelming aura. Currently, there's nothing we can do about him. He can only be temporarily sealed in his original place." Everyone then arrived at the place where the magical weapon was sealed. Hue Qingyan was just about to retrieve the magical weapon to bring back to the sect. The demonic soldier suddenly exuded a terrifying aura. In an instant, it is about to break the seal. It seems that a certain powerful demon cultivator wants to lure away the demon soldiers. Qi Yu and Jianzin, as well as Zai Yan, have exhausted their spiritual energy. Hue Qingyan on the side couldn't reveal her strength either. They could only watch as the magic soldiers vanished before everyone's eyes. Fortunately, Hue Qingyan left a trace of sword aura within the demon weapon. Someone wants to directly pull it back into their hands. It's impossible now. At that moment, everyone was discussing strategies. On the other side of the cave, a physical body has successfully formed. On the other side, the revived in the cave. It was indeed the evil cloud ancestor who was defeated by Hue Qingyan in the first episode. Now he dreams of life and death with Hue Qingyan. But at that moment, a sound interrupted his imagination. It turns out the visitor is the powerful demon cultivator who helped him be reborn. Then the big shot expressed. Mo Xuan had already created the demon fetus before his death, but was obstructed by external forces when being recalled, causing the demon fetus to fall. Now I will provide you with 3 treasures to assist you. If you can't find it again, just go to the finance department to get your salary. On the other side, after bidding farewell to Hue Qingyan, the two from Xian's sect. On the way back to the sect, the junior disciple seems to have discovered Hue Qingyan's secret. It seemed as if everything that happened was within his expectations. The bee poison pill we took after leaving the inn and entering the forest. Suddenly, number 2 flew in during the battle. Finally, as we were on the brink of death, Hue Qingyan's timely intervention. It seems like we missed a step. We will all be refined by the Ningtian blood chain needle. The purple cloud nearby seemed to have sensed something was off. The junior disciple then stated, "Do you remember the bee poison capsule we took back then? I'm afraid what we've swallowed is not the elixir, but infused it with a strand of sword energy in the sword pill. The reason we can avoid poisoning. It is precisely because of the sword energy contained in this sword pill. Eliminated all the toxins from our bodies." This left Xian speechless. The friend from Huedao is surprisingly powerful. I need to inform the sect. After a moment, the junior disciple made a decision. Since Huedao is unwilling to reveal his strength, and they even saved both of us, of course we must respect his choice. Little do they know that every word and action they take, everyone is being monitored by Hue Qingyan, that old six. Seeing that the two had no ill intentions, they dispersed. The sword energy left within the two bodies. At this moment, the transmission light turned on. The sect master commands the two to return to the sect immediately. On the way back to the sect, Yu Jiangxing still harbored suspicions. "Brother Hua, are you really not hiding your true strength?" Hua Qingyan innocently expressed. "I'm just a noob with low skills. I can't compare to a genius like you." Unexpectedly, Yu Jiangxing's expression darkened. A sword aura shot straight towards Hua Qingyan's chest. The sword energy instantly shredded the clothes on the chest. A book cherished by Hua Qingyan has fallen out. Before he could react, Yu Jiangxing immediately rushed over. Looking at the cover, Yu Jiangxing's small face instantly turned pale. "Burning. It's really hot." Hua Qingyan, strong and robust, immediately snatched the novel. It became clear. "Junior sister, this is just an inspirational novel." Hua Qingyan immediately opened one of the pages. Masha Cat Eye is on fire. Yu Jiangxing's entire being was engulfed in flames. Then Hua Qingyan began a 1-hour-long brainwashing session. Yu Jiangxing could barely believe it, and began to teach Hua Qingyan, "Senior brother, your talent is not lacking. Do not let these worldly things blind your eyes. You should work harder on your training." After speaking, he continued on his journey. Hua Qingyan let out a sigh of relief. The junior sister should have dispelled her doubts about me by now. But another sword energy was coming at him. He couldn't dodge the sword in time. With a casual gesture, the sword energy was deflected. Now there's no way to explain this anymore. It seems our naive little junior sister has become clever. Hua Qingyan beside her also felt helpless. "All right. I admit that I have only hidden a little bit of my true skill." After hearing this, Yu Jiangxing didn't think about informing the sect master, but looked at Hua Qingyan with admiration. Instead, it allowed Hua Qingyan to teach him sword techniques. This event completely ruined Hua Qingyan's plans. "I thought this task would be a breeze." I took a 3-day paid vacation. I looked at the shy and adorable junior sister beside me. It seems this round is really about buying high and selling low. Just do the losing business. I can teach you, but before Hua Qingyan could finish speaking, Yu Jiangxing's eyes lit up immediately. "Senior brother, just keep your worries to yourself. I will absolutely keep it a secret. Let's hurry back." Hua Qingyan felt helpless at this moment. Only the heart can default. Moments later, the two arrived at the main hall of the sect. The moon sword star obediently greeted the elders. The elder beside witnessed the moon sword star. Immediately, he showed concern like an old father. But on the other hand, Hua Qingyan was different. The elders looked on with disdain. "Has Hua Qingyan caused you any trouble?" "If he caused you pain." I rushed to his waist. Hua Qingyan faced such a double standard from the elder, still feeling a bit down. "If it weren't for myself this time." Their eldest disciple has probably already been refined by the great needle. At that moment, the head elder's words interrupted everyone. "If it weren't for Qingyan timely urging the sword and axe." "I'm afraid it's also difficult to kill that demon sect elder." The elders finally calmed down. Meanwhile, Hugh Qingyan's master was stunned in silence. "The power of the sword axe I gave myself is only at the level of a basic axe. Qi Mo's reputation speaks of his formidable strength at the 5th layer." Then, looking at the guilty Hua Qingyan, "Did I give the wrong sword and axe?" Fortunately, at that moment, the sect leader saved Hua Qingyan again from being shot. "This gathering is called for everyone. It is because of the emergence of the demon fetus. It may put the entire Kengyuan continent at risk. Kenshin, please tell everyone what happened." After Yu Jiangxin babbled a lot, "The meeting has just concluded, as Hua Qingyan was planning. How to arrange a 3-day paid vacation?" Yu Jiangxin suddenly appeared from nowhere. immediately pledged allegiance to his Huashi brother. But programmers are all emotionless. They all love lines of code. Yu Jiangxin doesn't care about that. Immediately started performing. Little Tyr is about to rush out to seize the mine. After a battle of silent lipped movements, in the end Hue Qingyan was defeated. Tonight you will come to my residence. I will teach you the law of wielding a sword. Soon it was evening. Yu Jiangxin arrives as promised. Hue Qingyan was also quite straightforward. Fire at me with all your might. Yu Jiangxin immediately redirected his spiritual energy. Only blue arcs of electricity circled around the sword's body. King Yan has long dissipated. A powerful sword energy suddenly appeared in front of Hue Qingyan. It's just a hand. The overwhelming sword energy was instantly dispersed. Yu Jiangxin watched the dissipating sword energy, stunned for a few seconds. Meanwhile, Hue Qingyan looked completely confident. Yu Jiangxin's face instantly turned pale, cold sweat streaming down. He never expected that Hue Qingyan had already reached such a height. The last bit of pride I had was also shattered. Senior brother, I've lost. Hue Qingyan said calmly, Sister, nothing in this world is truly perfect. The swordsmanship is the same. I just found the flaw in your swordsmanship. It's simply destroyed by spiritual power, the so-called power of thorough wisdom. As long as you continuously fill in the gaps in your swordsmanship, cultivate it to perfection, even holding onto grass and trees, it can also cut through the sun, moon, and stars. Yu Jiangxin felt deeply moved after listening. Practiced cultivation for over 20 years. Daily practice of swordsmanship to comprehend the Great Way, although it became the chief empire. But as senior brother Hue said, the realm of cutting down stars with a single blade. Something I wouldn't even dare to think about. Hue Qingyan stepped on one foot. A stone slab rose into the air. At the moment of the slate's dominance in the sky, Hue Qingyan slid her fingers back and forth. Moments later, the stone slab floated in his palm, reflecting deeply on the sword marks on this stone slab. It's enough to elevate your swordsmanship to the next level. Hue Qingyan then presented the stone tablet to Yu Jiangxin. Junior sister, remember that this stone slab must never be seen by anyone else. Jiangxin Yu hurriedly placed the stone slab against his chest. It feels like I've acquired an incredible treasure. Yu Jiangxin is indeed the king of the scrolls. After obtaining the stone tablet, I immediately bid farewell to Hue Qingyan. Hue Qingyan watched as Yu Jiangxin walked away, feeling a deep sense of emotion. It seems this girl is going to practice all night again. Just be more mindful of your health. The next day, Hue Qingyan is preparing to head to Yangtze City, buy limited edition illustrated novels, but he found that his master was also going out today. Could it be that the master has a fondness for this? Master Gu flew for a moment, suddenly stopped in their tracks. He realized that someone was following him. Aren't you tired of following me for so long? Moments later, shadows of blood flew across the sky. A silhouette quickly formed. I have long heard that the ancient master of the hall is extremely fast. I didn't expect today's sword to be just like this. Master Gu was taken aback. The visitor turned out to be Zhang Ba, the leader of the Moyan sect. He also seemed to realize that there were internal conflicts within the sect. But for now, I can only delay a bit to gather the sword formation. The nearby Zhang Ba had already seen through his little tricks. Even teasingly spoke out. Master Gu has accumulated the sword formation for so long. It should be about done right. At this moment, Master Gu no longer concealed himself. Only the spiritual energy gathered like a torrent around the sword's body. He jumped high into the air, with starlight twinkling around him. In an instant, countless sword energies shot towards Ba, and Zhang Ba has unmatched confidence. Let me see your sword formation. Can you withstand my punch? On the other side of Yongxing City, Hue Qingyan was just about to go buy a novel. The sound of jade pendants shattering reached his ears. It turns out the sword energy hidden in the master's jade pendant was triggered. Hue Qingyan suddenly panicked. Master is a powerful first-level expert. How could one encounter life-threatening danger? At this moment, the ancient master had been shouted at by Zhang Ba. This is your life-saving talisman. The protective sword energy inside actually blocked my punch for you. Not bad. The ancient master gasped for breath. It was only then that I discovered this jade pendant was actually from not long ago. Hue Qingyan gives to herself, but Zhang Ba was not prepared to give him a chance. Lai Ma gathered strength again, ready to deliver the final blow. Hue Qingyan also realized the seriousness of the situation. Immediately unlock some of his strength. Release your spiritual sense to perceive the master's exact location. In an instant, the position was locked in. Suddenly shout it loudly. Qingyan sword technique, dawn breaks. Suddenly, a powerful sword energy shot straight at Zhang Ba. In the blink of an eye, Zhang Ba has sustained serious injuries. The ancient leader was also rescued by Hue Qingyan. Zhang Ba looked at the torn pieces of clothing in his hand with a fierce expression. Next time we meet, I'll kill you. However, it seems that Hue Qingyan is not satisfied with the result. He didn't expect that he couldn't defeat his opponent with a single move. I'm afraid the opponent's strength is at least at the 4th level of the Ascended Realm. At that moment, Hue Qingyan felt a tingling sensation on her scalp. Why would such a powerful person come to assassinate the master? Fortunately, the master has seen the opportunity to escape back to the sect. Right now, the limited edition illustrated novel is what matters. The book launch event was bustling with excitement. A long line stretched out, seemingly without end. Hue Qingyan was instantly dumbfounded. He couldn't help but reminisce about the previous nucleic acid testing team, even though he is already a peak powerhouse. But we still have to follow the rules and form a long queue. 48 hours passed quickly. The sky darkened. But I was told there was only one book left. And Hue Qingyan is the lucky one. But a delicate hand wants to snatch away the album. He turned his head and looked. A woman with long hair and twin-flowered copper wall decorations. A woman with a tear mole at the corner of her eye appeared before me. But Hue Qingyan could not be captivated by beauty. The grasp on the album, not letting anyone have it. The atmosphere grew increasingly tense. The woman was the first to break the bottleneck. This handsome fellow cultivator brother. Can the last book be given to me? This cherry little mouth is so playful and charming. Who can withstand it, my darlings? But our male lead is a straight man. Straightforward man. Decisively rejected the woman. Afterwards, I was prepared to pay double the price, but was met with a face full of disdain from the woman. The stall owner looked at the two with cold sweat pouring down, seeing that the two were about to fight. Quickly said, "Two fellow cultivators, don't be angry. Who can be at ease when anger leads to illness? Why don't you two discuss it together?" At that moment, the woman seemed to think of something. "Since neither of us is willing to give up, then let's have a fair duel." The woman took out several jade tokens. Rock, paper, scissors. Best of 3 wins for the man. Hue Qingyan sighed with his divine consciousness. You can know what the other person played. There's no need to guess at all. The woman stated that this is the special spiritual energy refined by Shenjai men. The blocked consciousness can only be seen with the naked eye. Yue Qingyan immediately released her divine sense to scan the surroundings. The discovery was just as he said, so he began a battle with the woman. Then he started the countdown. In the last second, the two quickly placed the jade tablet on the table. To be fair, the woman specifically asked the vendor to reveal the jade pendant. But the outcome was just as he thought. Hue Qingyan lost the first round. How heartbroken the woman is at this moment. Hue Qingyan felt deeply lonely, but she doesn't seem to be able to see anything either. Just let fate decide and start the second round. But the results were surprisingly similar. At this moment, Hue Qingyan's heart felt like dead ashes. Only allow the woman to take away Hue Qingyan. After the woman left, Hue Qingyan was so angry that her whole body trembled. The younger brother behind was so scared that he was about to call for help. After a moment of calm, Hue Qingyan felt that since she was already here, let's take a stroll before we leave. The sect leader has repeatedly advised me. We must arrange some different types of tea for the boss. Soon the tea was all bought. Just as Hue Qingyan was about to return to the sect, a quarrel reached my ears. Stopping to look, it's all the women from before. She is having a dispute with a group of men. It turns out the woman also played rock, paper, scissors with them. After the joint venture data, the man felt there was a scam. He confronted the woman, but the next second, the woman took off running. Men are not just about eating meat. Luck is in your hands. A giant hand reached out towards the woman. In the moment of crisis, it seemed the woman saw something. She immediately turned around and called out, "Brother, they both want to ignore me." Startled, the man immediately turned around to check. Hue Qingyan watched the woman, who stole his novel. At this moment, King Jing was so angry that she picked up, immediately clasped fists in greeting. "I am not familiar with this woman. Just passing by, I won't disturb you too." But the woman stepped forward. "Brother, how heartless you are. Have you forgotten our first encounter?" Hue Qingyan then stated, "It's just a game of rock, paper, scissors, and I lost to your dad." At that moment, the two men seemed to understand. It turns out that the woman also deceived others. So I stepped forward, ready to teach the woman a good lesson. Hue Qingyan was also cheering from the side. "Please put in more effort later, fellow cultivators." But the woman took out that limited edition art book. "If you don't help me, I will now write down this number." But the bystander doesn't care about anything. Taking direct action is essential. Women should leave something behind. But was stopped by Hue Qingyan for free. The passerby was both startled and angry. Surprisingly, Hue Qingyan easily broke her own divine ability. "It's infuriating that we just agreed not to take action." Looking back, Hue Qingyan did it for the sake of the little people. Already a confirmed victim. Reluctantly, I could only explain to the two of them. "Two fellow cultivators, please forgive the unexpected turn of events." With that, he turned and asked the woman to hand over the picture book. But the woman made a highly provocative gesture, cunningly vanished before his eyes. Indeed, Hue Qingyan within just 1 day. I've been fooled twice already. This time he was seething with anger. Women must pay the price. The sudden burst of energy astonished the passers-by. "Which sect is this ornament from? This atmosphere is truly terrifying." "No, Big Brother, our treasure. It seems to still be in that woman's hands." At this time, the woman had already arrived outside Yunxing City. Just as I steadied myself, a gust of wind struck. He was startled when he looked up. I didn't expect Hue Qingyan to be right in front of me. Before he could react, he was hit. And all his spiritual energy was sealed. Without the support of her spiritual energy, the woman was on the verge of collapsing. Hua Qingyan then naturally embraced the woman. "You really are something. Which sect actually deceived me? It is said that there is an unwritten rule in Yongxing City. Anyone who scams in Yongxing City, when the wind rises, spiritual power is diminished to the status of a commoner, tasked with cleaning the scrolls." The woman was left in a daze after listening. Talking is not smooth. The passerby who just arrived shared their perspective. "What kind of operation is this, and why is everyone reporting it?" Hua Qingyan doesn't care about that much. He just wants his comics back. At this moment, the woman can only obediently hand over the comic book. After receiving the book, Hua Qingyan promptly resolved it, and threw some snacks to the woman. It's clear that Hua Qingyan is also someone who pays attention to detail. But he also has a place of doubt. That's how he cheated in rock, paper, scissors. The woman claimed that she did not cheat. It was just a little illusion. Hua Qingyan became interested as soon as she heard about the illusion. "What illusion?" "Speak up," the woman said, but then she concealed herself. The scissors in hand were arranged in a row, turned to stone in an instant after the flip. Such illusions lack any spiritual essence from the outside. "No wonder we keep drifting apart. The pure cotton pants are getting worn out," Ki Hua Qingyan questioned. "Then why did I reveal your card first the second time? Why are you able to win against me again? Have you heard of an illusion called Izanami? As long as you feel distant, then the patterns you see will evoke feelings." The three of them were all greatly astonished after hearing it. It turns out to be the legendary Yamayuba. Only after being questioned by a passerby did I find out. The woman is known for her illusion skills in the illusion star heavenly palace, Yu Qingwu. The two saw that the woman came from an ancient sect. Then they began to introduce themselves. It turns out that the two are the true disciples of Yongxing sect, Mo Yan and Bai Ren. The purpose of their journey was to seek treasure in the Yongxing mountain range. The woman's illusion skills are incredibly powerful. He wanted to invite them to search for treasure together. Yue Qingwu immediately became interested upon hearing about the secret treasure. Then the two of them said, "A few days ago, a red glow fell deep into the Yongxing mountain range. It is highly likely to be a rare treasure in reality." Hua Qingyan seemed to have picked up on something. "A few days ago, the red grass was blooming. Could it be that cursed weapon? I must be overthinking it. How could it be so coincidental?" Yu Qingwu readily agreed without a second thought. Mo Yun seemed to want to recruit Hua Qingyan into the team. Kekao Moi is known as Hua Qingyan. How could you work overtime during the holiday? He now wants to spend a night in the city. Finish reading this special little book first. Yet Yue Qingwu harbored ulterior motives. Hangjin is disappointed, but he will definitely come back to find me. In the woods on the other side. The demon soldier nurturing the demonic fetus stood on the ground. The vitality within a 10-mile radius has been completely drained. At that moment, a shadow appeared not far away. The one who has come is the evil ancestor of the painting Rebirth, Zai Yan. I finally found your magical womb. Yue Qingwu is currently engaged in a struggle with a demon beast. With the perfect coordination of the three, quickly killed a beast with 3 axe heads. Mo Yun and Bai Ren were also ensnared by Yu Qingwu's illusion. Yu Gu Liang's illusionary arts are truly exceptional. If it were just my brother and me, we would probably fight for half a day. Yue Qingwu started to show off. That is nature. They continued on their journey. Half an hour later, Yue Qingwu seemed to be getting a bit impatient. "We have been in the Yongxin mountain range for over half an hour now. Are you really sure the treasure is inside here?" "Don't worry. According to my memory, We are less than 100 zhang away from reaching Chimao's vicinity. Meanwhile, the demon soldiers were voraciously absorbing the essence of the earth. Evil Cloud Ancestor chuckled to the side. At this absorption rate, it will take a few more hours. Then the purified magic fetus can be extracted. But he sensed the fluctuation of spiritual energy. At the crucial moment, someone unexpectedly arrived. So he released his divine consciousness to check. It turns out the newcomers are two disciples of Yunxin sect and a female cultivator. If they discover the demon fetus, notifying Yunxin City could lead to trouble. Fortunately, the one with the highest cultivation among the three is just Zai Fu San Chu. But as a disciple of the sect, there must be treasures on them. Summoning flesh and blood might not be handled cleanly. Fortunately, the boss gave overtime benefits before leaving. Come out quickly. Little guy, go and bring those sect cultivators back to me. The 3 live sacrifices delivered to the door must not go to waste. In a tea house in Yunxin City on the other side, Hue Qingyun is savoring tea while looking at a comic book. Soon I reached the last page. The hidden mastermind behind everything is about to be revealed. He eagerly turned to the last page. I never expected that the last page would be torn by Yue Qingwu. Hue Qingyan was instantly petrified, staring blankly. A roar echoed through the sky. You really know how to press down. Furious, Hue Qingyan flew straight towards Yunxin mountain range. We must capture Yue Qingwu, retrieving the last page of the novel. On the other side, the 3 of them ventured deeper into the forest. It became increasingly corrupt inside. Yue Qingwu always felt like something was watching her from behind. Could it be that Hue Qingyan has discovered it? I silently curse him in my heart while deceiving him. Soon the 3 of them noticed the problem. It seems like something is rising quickly. The white figure in Luo Yun's heart was ruthlessly struck down. Mo Yun quickly stepped forward to check. But just as he got close to the white man, he was ambushed by a shadow and fell to the ground. At this moment, only Yue Qingwu was trembling beside them. At a loss. Who is it really that is deceiving me? As expected, Yue Qingwu could not escape the tiger's mouth and was knocked down by Feiying. This is the consequence of their ignorance of the world. Hue Qingyan arrived at the location of Yu King and the others, but found that the 3 had already disappeared. There are no signs of battle on the ground. Will I not be eliminated instantly? At this moment, Hue Qingyan seemed to sense. What is hidden in the wind? Then immediately released the divine sense to investigate. At that moment, a shadow swept by. Prepare to launch a surprise attack on Hue Qingyan. This is significant for the elder Hue Qingyan. It's like going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. As the shadow approached, Hue Qingyan shouted loudly, "Who are you? What do you want to do?" At this moment, the dark mist gradually dispersed. A 3-year-old girl appeared before me. She watched as Hue Qingyan trembled. Hue Qingyan saw that she seemed unable to speak, then asked, "The 3 monks here, it was you who defeated them, right? Are they still alive?" The little girl nodded frantically. "Take me to find them. I won't punish you." Meanwhile, a series of crisp, ethereal sounds approached. The little girl clutched her head in pain, collapsing to the ground, then hurriedly flew away. Hue Qingyan beside was taken aback. "Is this the spirit controller? I remember my master saying, this is a way to capture the souls of living beings. The extremely sinister dark arts sealed within the spirit. Could it be someone from the demon sect again?" The other side. Evil Cloud Ancestor was quite curious. "Why have you been out for so long?" None of them were able to capture the new disciple. So he frantically shook the bell. He stepped on the girl. Is that guy really that tough to handle? You are the divine beast Xuan Ying. Are you trying to take the opportunity to escape? If you have the heart to escape, I have plenty of ways, old ancestor. Makes you wish you were dead. So he decided to personally go and capture it back. But then a voice came from behind. No need for the ancestor to take action. I have arrived, haven't I? At this moment, Huakingyun was hovering above the ancestor. Yo, isn't this evil cloud ancestor? It hasn't been a few days and you're already full of energy again. This made the evil cloud ancestor very angry, just thinking about being defeated so quickly last time. A surge of murderous intent instantly filled my mind. Directly attacked Huakingyun. But who would have thought it could be easily resolved? Hey, I said, ancestor. It's been a few days, and you still look so miserable. Lao Tzu directly gave birth to Zhai Hongwen. Xu Wenying, kill this guy for me. Unexpectedly, the hand holding the bell was directly severed. Then Hua Qingyan directly shattered the bell and spoke to the little Xu Wenying. You don't have to be their puppet anymore. You are free now. Zio Xu Wenying was now in tears, heading towards Hua Qingyan. At that moment, the ancestor threatened. Xu Wenying, do you dare? Even without the soul-controlled bell, you cannot disobey my orders either. Otherwise, that noble person will definitely. Before the elder could finish speaking, and was flipped over onto the ground again. At this moment, Zio Xu Wenying was anxious, rushed into Hua Qingyan's embrace. Hua Qingyan gently stroked the forehead of Zio Xu Wenying. You can go home now. Don't worry. I'll handle this. This experience of being exploited and oppressed. I can relate to that deeply. The evil cloud ancestor by the earth's side is furious. He stood with one hand dangling to the ground. Blood-revenge desires to illuminate the array. Moments later, numerous shadows of blood flew out. A large hand emerged from within. Who is it? Summoning this king. At this moment, evil cloud ancestor knelt on both knees, requesting the demon lord to take action. Kill this monk, shadow of the building. It seems that this king must personally take action. The big fist quickly approached, but Hua Qingyan remained completely calm. Slowly draw out a sword. The demon king hasn't looked handsome for even 3 seconds. Directly hiding hate in the northwest. This left evil cloud ancestor completely stunned. Hua Qingyan let out a sigh. The demon sect really has no one capable of fighting. However, Hua Qingyan was not going to let the old ancestor go easily. He gathered several sword energies at his fingertips in an instant. The wicked cloud elder was terrified. A sigh escaped from my lips unconsciously, smelling the burlap sack. In the next moment, the island was engulfed by a surge of sword energy. With a loud explosion, Hua Qingyan turned around. I'm waiting for a ghost. Hua Qingyan then looked at the 3 unfortunate souls lying on the ground. You guys are really out of luck. Having said that, he released the 3 from their bindings. Yue Qingwu also woke up. He looked at Hua Qingyan, who had saved him. At this moment, my heart is filled with guilt. For a moment, I didn't know what to say. Meanwhile, the demonic energy gathered again behind Hua Qingyan. The demon soldiers nurturing the demon fetus are faintly making sounds. Then he dove into the smoke and dust. A glimmer of spirit flashed through the smoke until the smoke clears. The old ancestor wielded the magical weapon and was resurrected once more. Hua Qingyan has to admit that you are very strong. You were so close to killing me. You forced me to use my last resort. And now the one who is going to die is you. At this moment, Hua Qingyan was unaware of what secret symbol the other party had used. But one arrow won't do. Then shoot another arrow. Unexpectedly, this arrow was easily blocked by the ancestor, but the ancestor also unleashed a terrifying counterattack. Hue Qingyun robustly pushed the three aside, barely blocked this strike. He was also knocked back several meters. At this moment he felt utterly confused. Leiazu Ming Ming Keizi Fu Jing Kai Chong. Now, however, it has risen to the second level of the immortal realm. However, it didn't take long for Hue Qingyun to learn the reason behind it. It turns out it was because of the ancient treasure, the Tangshan jade on the forehead of the ancestor. It is rumored that this jade can be activated with spiritual power. Cultivation can greatly improve, but it comes at the cost of a lifespan. Anyone who possesses the celestial jade, in the end, they will all suffer and perish. Unintentionally, one cannot escape, although I don't know why it ended up in your hands. But all things in heaven and earth adhere to the principles of the Great Way. Hue Qingyun took out a mirror, thrown in front of the ancestor. You thought you had attained an extraordinary realm, and the resilience of the non-human, is it without any cost? Look at what you look like now. Don't be deceived by appearances. The old ancestor looked at the withered face in the mirror. Cold sweat broke out uncontrollably. But he felt that as long as he could bring the magic fetus back, that noble person will surely grant me the elixir to restore my lifespan. Hue Qingyun realized that this person was beyond saving. Bai and Gui prepared to send him on his way. However, the evil cloud ancestor directly bit his finger. Blood was smeared on the heavenly jade. At this moment his momentum soared once again. Moments later it transformed into a whirlwind and charged towards Hue Qingyun. Hue Qingyun uses the Qingyun sword's unparalleled sword force to counterattack. Who would have thought it would be defeated? The shoulder was pierced by demonic energy. At this moment, evil cloud ancestor's realm had already reached the fifth level of ascension, and Hue Qingyun was no longer going to pretend. At the moment of breaking the seal, a surge of golden energy suddenly attacked the ancestor. However, it was unexpectedly dodged easily by the ancestor. It turns out the one who launched the surprise attack is the divine beast Xuen Yin. I didn't expect that he actually turned back, but he is no match for the ancestor. Just as he was about to be executed, Hue Qingyun rushed over to block the attack. Little one, didn't I tell you to leave? At this moment, the ancestor lunged forward with a spear, but now he has no time to break the seal. A voice came from behind at the moment of crisis. Shen Tong Jing Hue Shui Yu. Hue Qingyun instantly vanished from the spot. The old ancestor had an incredible expression. It's gone. It turns out that Hue Qingwu saved Hue Qingyun. This also caught the attention of the ancestor. Jianwen, it was you behind this. Then you might as well just die. Unexpectedly, they were blocked by a mysterious force. Hue Qingwu was staring blankly at a certain spot. This is the complete form of Hue Qingyun. A vast and boundless aura begins to surge on Hue Qingyun. The immortal path runes entwined around the body. This is a symbol of the realm above the lantern fairyland. But at this moment, the sinister clouds. Long ago, my mind was disturbed by the celestial prison, not knowing what fear is. Suddenly charged towards Hue Qingyun. A loud crashing sound is heard. Evil clouds stared wide-eyed. Cold sweat streamed down. Because of his full power strike, Hue Qingyun blocked it with just 2 fingers. Even the moonlight below is clear. A drop of sweat inevitably flows. You need to know. This is the full force strike of the light fairy realm's 5-fold enhancement. Hue Qingyun's eyes at this moment, ignoring the evil clouds below. Once again, he pressed the sealing talisman down with his foot. This level of spiritual power is not enough to deal with the evil cloud. It's completely enough. Under this vast spiritual pressure, the evil cloud instinctively began to stir, but at the same time, desire inevitably rises to the top, holding the magic fetus running with magical energy, want to tear Hu Qingyan apart. However, from the moment the seal on Hue Qingyan was broken, the failure of Xian was already destined. Golden spiritual power entwined at the sword's hilt. This is Hue Qingyan's finishing sword. Qingyan's sword technique, Pang Hu, the enormous golden mist, filling the entire space. The dark clouds below swarmed like ants. There is no blood on the face. The body and soul of the evil cloud, completely extinguished by that sword. Only the floating magic womb remains. Tanshin Jade, wrap up the work. Hue Qingyan put on her robe with a calm expression. It was as if everything that just happened had never occurred. Just as the moonlit dance was about to touch down, a voice rang out beside me. I advise you to avoid touching it. Under the gaze of the moonlit dance, Zaya Hue Qingyan, devoid of expectations, transforms into thoughts. Inhale the heavenly jade into it. I was just captured by that thing. That's right. This thing is quite eerie. Zio Xing is just like Zaiyan, sucked dry by others. Seeing the battle come to an end, Zio Xuanying immediately came to Hue Qingyan's side, recognized at a glance by Yu Qingwu. At that time, it was you who ambushed me. Seeing this, Hue Qingyan hurriedly stopped him. His name is Xuanying. No intention to harm anyone. It was just that I was forced under the control of the soul control spirit of the demon sect. Hue Qingyan gently stroked Zio Xuanying's little head. All right, you are safe now. Now we can leave with peace of mind. Be careful. Don't get caught by bad people again. Got it? This journey. Watching Hue Qing dance made my heart flutter. Girls all like cute things. It seems I misunderstood Hue Qingyan before. Seeing this, Hue Qingyan launched a strong attack. Since that's the case, then give me the last page of the little numbers. Hue Qing secretly cursed the reproductive man, honestly handed over the last page. Hue Qingyan finally got what she wished for. At this moment, the person felt completely joyful, but it still caused some trouble. Hue Qing, please don't speak of this matter. He glanced at the demon embryo beside him. This thing should still be brought back to the clan. As for the two brothers of Yu Xin's sect, just let Miss Yu take care of it. This made Yu Qingwu so angry that she was nurturing herself. It's not their mother. Just as Hue Qingyan was about to touch the demon embryo, a raised area, a large hand outlined by the stars, reaching out from the void. You can't take this magic spear. Hue Qingyan also felt it immediately. The master of the theater is also a skilled cultivator. Qingyan saw Zan Hue Qingyan. HMPH, I've remembered you. After saying those harsh words, he immediately fell into emptiness. As for why Hue Qingyan didn't chase after them, the reason is very simple. That guy is very strong, not easy to deal with. The second rebirth of the magic fetal spear, it's not my task either. Now it's my vacation time. This moon we shall meet again, without looking back. Only the chaotic moonlight dance remains in the air. Hue Qingyan has just left. Sounds of clapping echoed through the forest. It turns out to be a free awakening charm from Yu Qingwu. The two of them woke up looking bewildered. Fortunately, Yu Qingwu explained the whole situation to the two of them. So Mo Yan wanted to thank Hue Qingyan. Little did they know Hue Qingyan had already left. At this moment, the white man behind mentioned, the grand event of Changjiao is about to begin. With Hue Deayu's strength, he will definitely participate. I will thank you in person then. On the side, Yu Qingwu was very curious. "What is the Tianjiao celebration?" Mo Yun then explained. "The Zion Sect Alliance holds a grand competition every 10 years, commonly known as the Tianjiao Festival. The ranking of the grand competition will not only determine the ranking of the sect, it will also affect the allocation of various resources." Yu Qingwu finished listening and started to have crooked thoughts. "It seems I need to return to the sect first." The other side, Kue Qingyan was very curious about who stole the demon fetus, could actually cast such a spell. "I estimate that I have only unlocked 1/3 of the seals. Only by having the ability can one fight against it. The demon sect is rampant now. Even the master fell into the trap. If I recycle the demon fetus and bring it back to the sect, I'm afraid things will get worse. Even the entire sect may face a crisis. I had hoped to retire peacefully at the Kingian Sword sect. How could I possibly get myself into such trouble?" At that moment, Hua Qingyan sensed something unusual in the wind. "It turns out that Zio Xuen Ying has been following me all along. Clearly, she has nowhere to go with that expression." Zio Xuen Ying tightly grasped Hua Qingyan's sleeve, reluctant to leave for a long time. "Then you will follow me from now on. Fortunately, you are just a fleeting breeze in others' eyes. It saves a lot of trouble. Look ahead, that's the Kingian Sword sect. From now on, let's treat her as a writer." At this moment inside the Moonlight Star residence, Wen Jian hurriedly rushed over, inquiring about the situation of the Moon Star Fairy Gu Tangju. The Moon Star Fairy let out a sigh. "The old master has multiple fractures in his bones. Danshin Musashi all have beast ancestors. If we return in half an hour, I'm afraid it may be difficult to treat." Wen Jian trembled with anger after listening. "Gu Tangju, I will seek an explanation from the Alliance for you. Say it, and Wen Jian will use the Lingfu of the Ghost Moon. Summon the major lords of the Alliance." At this moment, the leader of the Xiling sect spoke. "I don't know about Brother Wen. Hastily summoned us for what reason? Ladies and gentlemen, recently the practitioners of the demon sect have been quite active. Not only has an entire city, the ritual forged a blood soul pearl. There is also Elder Mokshuen from the demon cloud sect. Moreover, they forged the magic fetus of the red refinement demon weapons." As soon as these words were spoken, the atmosphere instantly became tense. "It's not just that. Some time ago, my disciple, though I couldn't bring back the magical soldiers, but the blood soul pearl was retrieved. So I sent Master Gu Yutang personally deliver it to the Alliance. Unexpectedly, they were ambushed by a demonic cultivator on the way. Not only was the blood soul pearl stolen, still seriously injured with damage to the machine. Everyone couldn't believe it. No one can match the Fairyland of the Milk Lamb, also proficient in various shield techniques. How could you be so seriously injured?" At this moment, the leader of Taizu sect, Yan Yu, revealed the reason. "There must be a traitor within the Alliance. Starting today, each sect must conduct a thorough internal investigation. Be sure to prevent anyone from colluding with the demon sect in secret. And each major sect must govern their territories. All strongholds of the demon sect have been cleared. If you discover any practitioners of the demon sect, immediately inform the Alliance to surround them." I wonder if this arrangement satisfies Master Wen. When Jianjian Alliance is able to make such arrangements, he gladly accepted. At this moment, the leader of the Yangxing sect, Yan Yuchuan, he revealed a shocking piece of news. "Several hours ago, my sect and Xing disciples encountered the evil cloud ancestor deep in the Yangxing mountain range. As a result, they were ambushed by the ancestor, hanging by a thread. Moreover, the ancestor held the ancient treasure, the Tangshan jade. Ultimately, it was the disciples of the illusory star heavenly palace who team up with a cultivator named Huakingian to strangle. At this moment, when Jian was utterly shocked, Huakingian's cultivation can no longer be concealed. Isn't that guy supposed to be on vacation? How could they run away? Yan Yuchuan noticed that when Jian's expression was clearly off, he asked him if he knew the monk. When Jian stated that Hua Qingyan is indeed the true disciples of the Qingyan sword sect, that he is only at the 6th level of the spirit palace realm, I suppose it's just providing assistance from the side. Ask him again when you take yourself back. At this moment, the leader of the Xingtian sect, Su Xing, expressed their opinion, since the demon sect is active frequently now, to prevent unforeseen dangers. He suggested modifying the rules of the Tianjiao Holy Meeting to inspire disciples of various sects. Sixu and Deist disagreed. He felt that since the establishment of the Immortal Sect Alliance, the rules of the Heavenly Pride Sacred Assembly have only been modified 3 times. Now may not be the right time. Su Xing wanted to reassure everyone. A mist gradually formed in the palm. Everyone finished reading the sutra. Since we are the host this time, nature will not be stingy either. How about using this item as the grand prize? Meanwhile, Hua Qingyan returned to the sect. They arrived at the abode of the ancient words. Inquire about how their injury is healing. After learning that there was no serious issue and only needed to rest, he quickly opened the wooden box he had brought. It turned out to be the spirit tea leaves he had carefully nurtured. Just need to pair it with fine spiritual spring water, a cup that restores spiritual energy. The spiritual tea that nourishes the meridians will be perfect. After speaking, he handed the spiritual tea to Gu Yu. After finishing the tea, the ancient saying goes. Thus, a lesson was given to Hua Qingyan. Look at you, all you do all days, tinkering with these flowers and plants. Now you are among the true disciples. My cultivation level is already at rock bottom. To avoid losing face for the master outside, Hua Qingyan decided to release a bit of her spiritual power. Master, look at your disciple now. The spiritual power has reached the 8th level. After hearing the ancient saying, I felt extremely happy. But the next moment, his expression darkened again. If I'm not mistaken, it has been 5 or 6 years since your last breakthrough. Take another look at your junior sister. At such a young age, they have already entered the Zifu realm. Hua Qingyan looked helpless. After a few perfunctory remarks, then he prepared to turn and run away. However, unexpectedly, they were stopped by an ancient saying. At this moment, the ancient words began to resonate. I'm curious about why you gave me the jade pendant. Can withstand the deadly strike of the ascendant realm's dominance. Are you hiding something from me? For example, hiding one's cultivation, or sealing spiritual power and such matters. Hua Qingyan quickly explained after listening. Master, you haven't drunk too much, have you? If I concealed my cultivation level, can it be hidden from you and the sect leader? Ancient Pros sighed. In the next moment, they became tsundere. Also, you are the one I watched enter. Such deception to achieve one's goals. You can't do it either. But what exactly is the story behind that jade pendant? Hua Qingyan could only make it up as she went along. That jade pendant was found by me in the secret realm, seeing its extraordinary aura, taking advantage of the opportunity bestowed by the master. I have sent it to you. We can't say that either. It was earned with 20 snacks of my own. What we emphasize is authenticity. Hugh Kingian did not pursue the matter further, thought they had gotten away with it. But who would have thought, just as he turned back, a free makeover has arrived. It turns out the ancient saying was testing itself. Hugh Kingian's face turned green. Nowadays, people have too many tricks. But the next second, the little book in my arms, it accidentally fell out. Seeing the ancient sayings left me bewildered. Hugh Kingian's face turned red upon seeing this, quickly retrieved the comic book, and explained, "This is some of my daily pastimes." However, the ancient words did not inquire. This means to let Hugh Kingian step down. At that moment Hugh Kingian was puzzled. Why didn't the master scold me? The reason for everything is the author of this children's book. It turns out to be his ancient saying. At this moment the ancient saying, holding the unpublished manuscript, threatening Hugh Kingian. He must participate in the sect competition, achieving a top 20 ranking. It turns out an hour ago, when Jian returned to the sect, I informed everyone of an important message. To train the disciples' adaptability. The elders were all shocked after listening. The ancient sayings make me tremble all over. Yu Cheng Tiandi is the #1 person in the Kangyuan realm. After death, they left behind countless supreme techniques. But opening the grave requires gathering 5 keys. So far, only 4 have appeared. As long as I can get this key, when the grave planting begins, the sect can also share in the benefits. So this is the last round. Our Kingian sword sect will definitely succeed. When Giant announced that the sect competition would begin in a week, the news quickly spread. However, this competition seems a bit different. Not only can one use elixirs and secret treasures, even some forbidden divine arts can be used. This has also contributed to the already competitive atmosphere within the sect. It became even heavier. Yet there is one person who seems out of place. That is our Hugh Kingian, who does not inquire about worldly affairs. He slowly removed his eye mask. I can't help but exclaim, "This is so painful it's crazy." Fortunately, I had already stocked up on some, before he could think too much. Suddenly, Ran appeared and startled me. As the #1 fan of Hugh Kingian, an important message has arrived. The top 3 in this competition can challenge the true disciples. If victorious, one can take their place. Hugh Kingian looked utterly incredulous after hearing that. So I confirmed it once again. Ran was initially very certain. Then he told Hugh Kingian again, "I heard many disciples are lining up to challenge you." Little did they know this was exactly what Hugh Kingian wanted. As long as you intentionally lose in the competition, then I could smoothly shed my identity as a disciple of King Chuan. Be an inner disciple with a 9-to-5 job. Ran watched Hugh Kingian, who remained unfazed, has become even more infatuated. At that moment, the communication talisman at Hugh Kingian's waist suddenly lit up. Kingian came to Lion Hall to find me. After bidding farewell to he arrived at the door of his master's chamber. Before he could ask, Gu Yu was the first to speak. Regarding this sect competition, he has a strict rule for Hugh Kingian. That means we must enter the top 20. However, Hugh Kingian directly rejected it. Impossible, absolutely impossible. I cannot do it. Gu Yu looked at his disciple. I'm really furious. There are only 55 true disciples in total. If only you were a little more serious. Enter the top 20. It can be said to be effortless, facing the inquiry of ancient words. Hugh Kingian immediately switched to his best actor mode. Master, if only I had that ability. I accept you as my disciple. I remember when you were on the arena. The sword technique wielded at will. The shadow of the sword within. not inferior to any true disciples at all. Ki Hua Kingyan was filled with regret. It's not about hurting the master's heart, but he regretted it. I regret that I shouldn't have guarded the sword back then. But as the film emperor Hua Kingyan, if this can't be resolved, isn't it the Myanmar white tune from a past life? Master, that sword strike was truly a coincidence. Even if you asked me to draw my sword again now, I absolutely cannot replicate it either. Gu Yu's expression darkened. Are you really that heartless? Even this small request is refused by the master. Ki Hua Kingyan just wanted to be better at slacking off. Today, even if the King of Heaven comes, He Hu Kingyan also cannot do it. The ancient saying goes, Hua Kingyan still remains stubborn. Then a pink book was taken, slapped on the table. After seeing the book, Hua Kingyan's little face immediately turned red. Could it be that master is also? Just when he was lost in thought, the ancient saying threw the book to Hua Kingyan and let him take a close look at who the author is. Yugu Yugu. Ancient sayings. A thought quietly emerged in Hua Kingyan's mind. Master, did you write this book? Classical Chinese can be somewhat awkward. Then he pulled out a stack of papers from his pocket. This is the unpublished manuscript of Volume 12. At this moment, Hua Kingyan suddenly realized. I never expected that the comic books I liked to read. The author has always been by my side, and it is still the closest master. At that moment, he suddenly thought of something. He hesitantly asked Gu Yu, Master, you tell me about this matter. Could it be that you want to? Before he could finish speaking, the book flew back into the hands of the ancient scholar. He slightly curled the corners of his mouth. If you can't make it into the top 20 this time, I will kill the female lead, my junior sister, in the next book. Hua Kingyan's classical poetry on the history of horses. I thought that was my favorite character. Master, how can you be so careless? It determines the fate of the character. Can you truly face the vast number of book fans like this? Unexpectedly, Gu Yu simply replied quietly, By the way, let the protagonist's senior sister marry someone else. This struck Hua Kingyan like a bolt from the blue. That was his second favorite character. At this moment, Hua Kingyan couldn't help but curse inwardly. This master is really something else. But the next second, he thought of a countermeasure. Master, aren't you afraid that I'll write a novel about you? Reporting to the sect leader. However, the ancient saying remains very calm. Then I will let the protagonist's childhood friend, killed in front of him. As soon as these words were spoken, Hua Kingyan let out a mouthful of blood from 1982. Then the ancient words continued to say, If you can make it into the top 20, I will not only treat your favorite characters well, I can still show you the unpublished manuscript. I can even send you a few collector's editions and illustrated versions. Hua Kingyan was angry at this moment, but who could have imagined he ended up with such a master? In the end, I could only compromise and agree. He was about to step out of the door. He encountered the disciple his master had asked him to find. He said to him with a dark expression, Zushedi, the whole master is looking for you. Tian just walked into the ancient language room. He was secretly smiling in front of me. Just as Tian was filled with curiosity, the ancient saying instructed him, Visit the neighboring Jingying Peak. Notify the moon sword star that it is in seclusion. The matter of the sect competition. The child seems to be obsessed with cultivation again. Forgot to check the transmission charm. The scene shifts. Tian has arrived at Jingying Peak. Just arrived at the moon sword star gate. A powerful sword energy burst through the door. This also made him worry about Yu Jiangxing. He hurriedly rushed into the courtyard. but discovered a sword stone hovering in the air. Just as he was feeling curious, Yu Jiangxing has appeared behind him, inquiring fiercely at Tian. You saw it. Tian Sheng trembled in fear, utterly confused. Sister Yu, I didn't see anything. I am a disciple of Liu Yuntang. This visit is by the order of the Fengu Hall Master. I come to inform you that the Tianjiao Grand Gathering is approaching. Please, Senior Sister Yu, go to participate in the sect's grand competition. Yu Jiangxing quickly turns into a naive sweet girl. So it's junior brother Hua. You didn't see anything here, right? Tan quickly expressed, blind to everything, saw nothing. As soon as he finished speaking, he quickly slipped away. At this moment, Moon Sword Star began to blame herself. It's all my fault for being too focused on practicing swordsmanship. I didn't even notice someone came in. But Brother Hewitt is truly amazing. These days, I feel that my understanding of kendo has advanced further. If I were to fight the blood puppets under Mokshuan right now, I will surely shatter it within 3 strikes of my sword. In these final days, I want to contemplate this sword scar a little longer. At that time, during the sect competition, definitely let Hua Shikshin see. The other side, Hua Qingyan was still regretting what had happened before. I was originally prepared to retire and enjoy my old age. How despicable! But fortunately, the rules are flexible this time. You can rely on props and treasures to achieve victory. Otherwise, using swordsmanship would be too easy to expose. With these aids, with just a little design, entering the top 20 is definitely achievable. At that moment, the scattered celestial jade on the table attracted the attention of Hua Qingyan. Just as Hua Qingyan was about to reclaim it, the Tangshan jade suddenly emitted a dazzling red light. Touch me. I will give you everything you want. As long as you inject spiritual power into my body, I can offer you a miraculous transformation. Whatever you wish to possess, I can bring it all to you. Hua Qingyan was at a loss for words, seeing him still being evasive. Hua Qingyan directly threw it on the ground. Touch your sister. I'll just find a cone to hide in. Make a few holes in you. At that moment, Tangshan Yu flew in front of Hua Qingyan. He said in disbelief, You were able to resist my temptation. I have lived for so long. No one has ever been able to do something like this. Little did Hua Qingyan take it seriously. You're still trying to deceive me? I thought it was just a pop-up ad. Looking at the twinkling Tangshan jade, Hua Qingyan was very curious as well. What exactly are you? This seat is the demon lord of the demon realm. Tangshan Darin. Hua Qingyan looked at him with disdain. What a great master! I heard of. However, he angrily said, Huang Kuzaio I descended to this world with the demon lord back then. What great majesty! Even if the demon lord departs, you cultivators of the Kangyuan realm, everyone must address me as master. Yo, it seems I overestimated you. So it turns out there's no heir. As soon as these words were spoken, Tangshan cried out for his parents in anger. You dare to insult me? Having the ability to infuse spiritual power into the Tangshan jade, I will teach you a lesson in person. Hua Qingyan immediately became interested. He didn't expect that within this jade there is a hidden treasure space. Then, with a beaming smile, he looked at Tangshan Yu. Tangshan was overjoyed. How, kid, do you dare to come in without paying? Hua Qingyan lightly touched the jade body. And who would dare to shout? In the blink of an eye, Hua Qingyan was already in the vast expanse of Tangshan Yuxu. After a moment, a purple gas began to gradually accumulate nearby. In no time, half of a human face had already formed. Truly foolish human race. I can't believe I actually made it in. Hua Kingyun still feels disdainful. Look at you. The name sounds quite impressive. Why does someone look so tempting? Not even a buddy. Outrageous. Helpless against the supreme demon lord. And wait for the human race's waste. You dare to speak to me like this? Why did you change your name back to Demon Lord again? Less talk. The celestial demon is a race. The Demon Lord is a position. Tanshan Darren is an honorific title. Why are you making it so complicated? I see you completely in purple. Then I'll call you kid. Allah, Allah, Allah. Damn it. Please address others by their proper names. Call me Master Tanshan. Hua Kingyun in classical language is simply complete. Good boy. You can only be arrogant this time. I am the ruler of this realm. You think you've entered here. Can we still go out freely? Then how do we get out? 7. It is to obtain my permission. But with your attitude, letting you go is absolutely impossible. Part 2. It's a deal with me. Wealth. Beautiful woman. Status. Cultivation. What do you want? Can you make me live to be 100? Will I just be slacking off my whole life? This seat cannot extend life. 7. Waste. Do you have any other wishes? Or let Maisie update a few more books. Let me see it all at once. The young man looked fierce and imposing. What is that thing? This is a very popular novel outside. By the way, my master is the author of this book. What nonsense are you up to? Who will fulfill such a wish for you? You are such a loser. Just 2 simple wishes. You can't achieve it. This matter of gods and demons is still possible. The kid was instantly left speechless. Since you won't call me Tangshan Darren, nor do they wish to trade with me, then you will be trapped here forever. You will die in fear and hunger, even though my body is damaged. Blood reversal. Before he could finish speaking, a large hand grasped his cun head. At this moment, the boy was in a panic. You actually managed to touch my spirit. With your permission, so we can go out now, right? The boy scoffed at the words. Just by you. You want to hurt me? Unless you can master the great laws of the universe. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to harm me at all. He regretted it as soon as he said it. I didn't expect the man in front of me. Unexpectedly mastered the path of the sword. A moment later, Hua Kingyun returned to reality. He held the Tangshan jade heart, feeling very pleased. Turns out the kid was trying to save his life. Sent countless talented treasures to Hua Kingyun. This is how I escaped a crisis. In this way, Hua Kingyun is in the sect competition. Added many more trump cards. Meanwhile, in a secluded cave, disciples of the Kingyun sect are kneeling before a mirror. A shadowy figure appeared in the mirror. This sect's grand competition. What are your odds of winning? Bestowed treasure from the adults. Entering the top 5 this time should be no problem. Very good. Thanks to your information before. I can only retrieve that blood soul pearl. If it weren't for your help back then, my lord, I wouldn't have made it to now either. I am willing to go through fire and water for you, my lord. As long as you have this heart, that's enough. Wait.